Hey, welcome along to Cam's culinary cooking channel, something class. Maybe we'll call it that. Don't know. Whatever it is, this is my version of a Nasi Goreng that I've been making for years, just because it just suits and it's easy and I like the taste. So anyway, let me show you how I make it and what I make it out of, which is pretty much just leftovers. So ingredients wise, pretty much a bit of crushed ginger because I'm never going to bother chopping it. Crushed garlic because I'm just as lazy with that. Oyster sauce, which is a key ingredient. Soy sauce, used to think it was key, but it's more like a sideline ingredient these days. Eggs, I don't even know if I'm going to put them in, to be honest. Oil, I use heaps of that shit. This isn't really a healthy meal. Sweet soy sauce, again, not exactly the healthiest thing, but it's basically soy sauce and palm sugar. It's freaking yum. There's some rice over the back. It's jasmine rice. I don't know why I use jasmine, probably because it's the daughter's name. And then over here we've got chopped chicken because it was left over. It was one chicken breast there, so not really a breast man, but had to use it up, so it's in there. Some prawn meat, which is better than getting the stuff with the tails, which is just annoying. Chopped onions. In the veggies, that's cabbage on the top, which is incredibly important. Some celery and some beans, because that's all I actually had. It's middle of autumn and there's nothing in the veggie garden and we're in a lockdown. I couldn't get out to buy anything else. And then chilies, you just need to find the friendliest person that you can that grows them and beg for them and do whatever you can and pay whatever price it is to get some, because that's essential. Alright, so time to get started. I'll just turn the element on, we'll get some oil in there, probably freaking heaps, but yeah, it needs a bit. We'll get that hot, and in the meantime, utensils we need. I need a knife, I haven't chopped chili yet. Fork, incredibly important, and my favourite spoon, which is toasted, but it's like my favourite, so I keep it. So anyway, start with some rice. There's a cup, I don't know how much I need. There's probably too much, but anyway, that's what we start with. The fork is important because now you've got to stir the rice, stop the shit sticking to the bottom. So stir, and then you've got to turn it right down because otherwise it's going to boil over. It'll land in there and that'll be spitty as. Alright, got that done. Onion I chopped earlier, I'll just chuck that in. It's going to take ages, I don't really care, but while that's going in, I'll chop up some chilli. Now, generally speaking with this is one of my favourite meals, so if you're like me and a bit of a selfish prick, what you'd actually do is actually probably put in more chilli than you need, because if anything I can handle a bit more heat than the others. They're not going to go up for seconds and I'm going to have some left over for midnight stacks or chomping on during the day tomorrow, or whatever I might do, take it to lunch, anything. But anyway, never skimp on your chilies. I don't know how many I'm going to use. Two's alright, so I think I'll use 3. Now's a good time to chop it. Bear with me, I'll chop it, I'll be right back. Hey, we're back. Didn't take it too long. Haven't even stirred this yet, so I'll just give that a bit of a stir. Just trying to keep it moving and try and get the green out of it and sweeten it up. Just because you don't want it too oniony. I've got enough chilli in there to give you a bit of ping. You don't need the onion doing it, and frickin' stir the rice because look at that, it's already sticking like a little shit. So give it a bit of a stir. Just, I don't know how long it cooks for. It looks alright. Get it done like that. And then you've got to juggle it a bit here because you put the chilli in too early, it's going to get too spicy. The more heat that goes into that chilli before the other stuff gets in, the spicier it just keeps getting. So I'll go like that. Get it all nice and in there like that. Get your garlic. How much garlic are you going to use? Well, no more. Like that. Maybe a little bit more. Just a little bit. That's what the fork's for. Only girls use spoons. And then ginger. Frick, there's no ginger left. So whatever I can get out of that. Ginger's not that important though. You can really wreck it with the ginger. It goes kind of like tang and like you've overdone the garlic, but it's the ginger that's done it. I don't know. I'm not a chef, so I don't know, I don't like it when it does that. So give that a bit of a stir, and really I'm just trying to stimulate my own appetite so I feel like cooking for the rest of it. So the garlic and the onions and all that will start to smell real good. Get it going a bit, and then there's a bit of chilli there, but it'll be right. And the seeds, very good. And then just try and get that so it actually starts to smell good, flavours up. It should be a bit spicy, but it's not going to be too bad. If it ends up being too spicy, more of that stuff, palm sugar, brown sugar, something like that, just get some sugar in there and it takes the heat out. So you can save it if you have to, but these guys, well, they'll eat anything. So, not the biggest risk I've got. Once we've got that going, before we put in any of the saucy type stuff, I'll try and brown off the sugar, the chicken or anything like that I'm worried about how it's going to cook up, and try not to forget to keep stirring the chicken rice. So now that's real hot, I'll probably put this chicken in, I reckon. So we'll get that in. There's only one breast, so I chopped it up pretty small, because it's really just a hindrance to what I'm trying to do here. So, but I had to use it up. It wasn't going to last another day, and what else was I going to use it for? So, and I'm talking like I always cook. This is the only thing I've got. So I had to go into one of them. So now we've got that kind of going. Hey, I'm back. It's literally been like 30 seconds. I haven't got the COVID, but this chili, oh my god, I really have overdone it a bit here. It's real good having natural chilies, but you never know how hot they're going to be. So now we're just in a bit of a rescue program, so we'll just get some prawns in there and we're just going to cook it as quick as we can now, because that's a bit of a cock up. It'll still come out alright. So now what we're trying to do is just get everything browned up and all the stuff that's going to make you sick if you haven't cooked it right, get that in at the start. This is a very blokey way of cooking. So we'll just get that all going like that. And then now's probably a real good time to start thinking about getting some oyster sauce in. I've got 2 bottles because, I don't know, someone's put like freaking half empty bottles away and open new ones, which I'm the only one that uses this, so I suppose it's going to be me, but still, blame everyone else. I can't get any more out. So go to the next one. Oh, how much am I putting in? I don't know. Just lots, you know. It gives it its real flavour, and it salts it as well. I don't know if it's good for you, but it tastes good. Used to use the soy sauce to do this, and then when we were over in Bali one year, did a cooking class, and they were like, oh no, you don't use the soy for that, and showed us this, and it's way better than using soy. But as I say that, here comes the soy. So, fuck all soy really, just that. And then you kind of stir that up because it's burning, and see what kind of coloration you get out of it. And if the colours aren't looking too bad, then you kind of want. If you want a bit more, maybe a bit more soy or a little bit of, oh Jesus. Ooh. Might be having pineapple juice with this sucker. Ooh. No, it'll be great. They'll love it. Oh, shit, the rice. Give it a bit of a stir, because we keeps a focus on our rice, don't we? It's looking alright. Hopefully you can see that. We've got the chicken, looks like it's pretty much cooked. The prawns are starting to sort of pinky orange up now. They're not looking green like they were before. And that's really our main thing. We'll probably just reduce it down a little bit, because I overdid the oil a little bit at the start. And you know what, we might actually, I wonder if I can get some more, if I can get some more of this shit out, that might be better, eh? I can't, but I know what it'll be. So I can always just go, give that a bit of a squirt in there, and then give it a bit of, yeah, look at that. Yeah, so a little bit more oyster, a little bit more soy. God, that tastes good too. It's probably good enough. Probably good enough. It's probably looking a little bit watery for my taste, but it'll be alright. We've still got all that rice to go that I did not forget about. Give it another stir. Can't can't really over stir rice, can you? Like, it's not exactly a gourmet thing. And then all this, like the cabbage, seems a bit weird, but it's freaking gold. And then the rest of that stuff is just because that's all I had. And I'm just trying to pull it out of it, and otherwise there's fecal nutrition in this. So just put all that in, stir the shit out of it. Try and just blend it so that everything's got a bit of that chili in it to dilute the chili through the meal. Also make sure that no one can hide and just eat the cabbage because they're scared of the chili. That's not going to happen. Who wants cabbage? So this will bind up and bind down a little bit. You can see there's a lot of chili in that. I did really overdo it, but it'll be good. It'll be good. Maybe not tomorrow, but tonight it'll be good. And then we'll check on that rice again. The rice is getting close now. And what we're going to do with the rice is basically, I might use a bit of this shit. See if I can take some of the heat out of it. This is ketchup mayonnaise, so this is sweet soy sauce. But just to give it a bit more colour, because it just doesn't look right, eh? It wants to be a little bit darker, and it is a bit better. Look at that. Yeah, so once the rice is done, which is pretty freaking close now, I've got to drain it, try and get as much moisture out of it as possible. Because when I chuck it in here, it goes into a bloody mess and it's a pain in the ass. But yeah, I mean, you can serve this on top of rice if you don't want to do it this way. It smells amazing now. Doesn't smell as hot as it did. And I've kind of cocked up because I've got no room to put the eggs in. I don't even know where I'm going to put the eggs now. I might have to do that in another pan. We'll see how we go. But what we'll do now is have another look at this rice. See where it's got to. I reckon this is probably enough. Like, yeah, I'll get a bit out. Yeah, have a look at that. Yeah, look at that. Like, that's, what are you really hoping for? Like, you just want it al dente, I suppose, because it's going to cook again in here, isn't it? Yeah, we could agree. So now I'm just going to get my colander out, run some hot water into that. You know what's real funny is, I don't know if you can hear it, but playing through the little speaker is the Red Hot Chili Peppers, which is freaking very topical right now, isn't it? Oh, geez, don't put your head over it either, because you get bloody skin burns coming off those fumes. So anyway, we'll turn that off and we'll give that a drain. And then a secret for the young players, put a bit of water back in the rice pot and then just chuck it back on, and that softens all the starch and all the ricey shit stuff that you couldn't get off. It makes it real easy to clean. It'll just clean the bloody pot after that. That's starting to look cooked and actually alright now, isn't it? Hey, getting a bit jealous here? You can make this yourself, couldn't you? Look at it. Bloody simple. Make it sound flash, can give it a big flash foreign name, but it's just really leftovers all stir fried together with garlic and chilli. What was the other thing I was going to do? Probably do some eggs, eh? Let's do some eggs. There's a pan. There's a pan I prepared earlier. I didn't, but it'll work. I'll just get that hot and then we'll be alright. Try and get the moisture out of the rice, like that's still wet as hell. Too wet for what we're doing here. Give that a bit of a stir, make it look like I'm actually knowing what I'm doing and I'm cooking it, but really it was probably ready 10 minutes ago. But now we'll just keep going, give it a bit of artistic swirl into my stirring action. And then these, I'm just gonna, I don't know what to do with these, but I'm just gonna chuck them all in there. I don't know how many eggs I'm going to use. I'll probably use, you know what, I'm going to use all 4 eggs because I'm trying to get that bloody heat out of it. haven't got a spoon, have I? I could probably use this though, because it's going in here anyway, but yeah, I'll just do that. Well, I could use my fork, but I like my fork. And this is like a big cabbage here, isn't it? More cabbage here than in a bag of Te-Puke Thunder. That's relatively clean, so let's just mush all that up and get it going. Oh no, that's not looking good at all, is it? Look at that egg. It's like scrambled eggs with nothing else in it, and just a bit of, oh no, I think I've cocked this, but just get the eggs going a bit. I should probably put that rice in by now, but now how am I going to stir it when I'm using my spoon, eh? So, but we learn from this kind of stuff, don't we? Because now that egg looks like it's made a freaking mess of this pan. I don't know if it was the right pan to use for eggs, to be fair, and I'm going to tell you now, I don't think it was. Oh god. But then, what will happen is it'll all get mixed up, no one knows what the hell I did, and then they will eat it. And then, for some reason, it tastes bloody good, and then they will like it anyway. So, how's that a big problem? That egg is atrocious. I don't know if you can see it, but that's a freaking mess, isn't it? But what have we done there? Oh. But I was going to say it'll be alright, but I don't know if it will. But we just want it basically dried a bit. Oh no, I've made a mess of that. Look at that, we'll get all that brown, but I'll make it look like it was cooked like that. Look like it was all on purpose. Accidentally on purpose, but oh Jesus. Okay, I'll turn that off because that's not good. That's not good. I'll put it on there, make it look like I'm steaming it. Oh, and I forgot about the rice. So we'll put the rice in, eh? Put the rice in first. There it goes, all daintiness. And we're just going to stir the shit out of that. If it was real dry, I'd have to put heaps of oil in when you get the rice in to stop it going too gluggy. But as it is, this is going to be a gluggy freaking eyesore. You can see how much it makes, eh? Like, that's why I can never put the eggs in here. I've never got the bloody room. But it looks, I don't know, it looks alright now, doesn't it? You'd eat it? Well, if you're hungry, you would. If the lights were off, maybe a bit of candlelight dinner. Mind you, I don't think it's going to be very romantic. And one with the chilli, first off, and then how romantic's bloody cabbage. Where are you planning on taking that? Okay. Oh no. Right, it's a bit of a tragedy in amongst it. Oh shit. Nah. Oh no, look, it got out. It got out. So you're panicking a bit about nothing there. I could sense it coming down the line. But look at that. That's oh jeez, it's all stuck to the bottom. So just keep it off the bottom. Stir it around a bit. The rice was already cooked. Everything's cooked now anyway. And then the beauty of this is you don't need a knife when you eat it. You just need a fork. Chuck it in a bowl. The egg's already in there. You don't need to salt it because all that oyster sauce made it pretty salty. Chuck the salt on the table. They can help themselves, but geez, you'd be wary of it. But just make sure they've got a drink. They freaking might need it on this. And the best drink in the world for this is realistically it's going to be anything sweet. So pineapple juice. Mine that you might have thought was a beer is actually iced tea anyway. So I'm going to drink that with it. But I reckon this will. Actually, I don't know. I was going to say I reckon it'll taste alright, but I haven't even tried it, have I? You've seen. I'm just talking shit. Let's see what it tastes like. I don't know. I've got to pour in something else here. Bang on. That's perfect. That's how you do it. Serve it up. Turn the freaking heat off. Don't forget to do that. And then get all the accolades. And dinner is served. Just like that. Hey, doesn't that look good?